Right, everybody, we're joined by UC Irvine head coach David Niffen, and student athletes Michael Saeta and Zach Lacavera. Coach, if you could just start us out with the statement.
Yeah. I don't think I lost confidence tonight until about the 24th point in Game 3. We've had our backs to the wall against some pretty outrageous opponents, and tonight that Loyola team was too steady to be volatile with them, and they rode that to their credit and success. And I think we picked a less than ideal night to bring anything less than our best. I think it seems like the right thing to do in this moment to say let's give credit to Loyola and hats off because they played a great match. And I think that's already been done all season with their body of work, and that's already been done for us with our body of work this year. I think I'm really proud of the season that we put together. My minimum expectation with this team was to make the NCAA Final Four, and my hopes and aspirations for this team were to take home another trophy. So by my minimum standard, we did achieve our objective. Based on what I know we're capable of, we did not. What I told the guys in the locker room was to use this as a reference point, just like you would a championship moment. We don't always get to control everything, and sometimes we perceive things that are in our control. I would have liked them to have a championship reference point, but I think there's a learning moment in this as well. For the seniors, I'm sorry because they won't have the chance to have that learning moment reflect volleyball. They'll have to take it into the world where they're parents or professionals. But that's okay. Serves them too.
We'll open it up to questions, and just a reminder to please say your name and who you're affiliated with.
Zach, Lee Fine Talk from Volleyball magazine. Just thoughts about the match.
I think we game planned pretty well against these guys. You know, we were watching video of them all week. We were really picking up on their tendencies, and come game time, I think we thought we were ready, but they beat us in that mental game. Niff was saying they came out steady, and I don't think we were ready for that. I think we were ready for them to falter a little bit, and I think that's relying too much on things you can't really rely on too much, and it showed. I mean, we got exposed really bad there. It's a terrible feeling knowing how hard we worked this whole season and how to end up like that, especially my senior year. But you know, like I was saying, I hope it's just a learning point for the guys that still have another shot at it next year, because we're going to be really good next year, and excited to see how it looks for the guys that are still got a couple more years.
David, Barry Falcon, David Pilot. Can you just talk about their physicality, their size? It seemed like you guys were kind of relegated to shot making to a large degree, more so than usual.
It did seem that way. I think some of that shot selection was based on, I hate to say that it was nerves, but I wonder. You know, I am curious about that. I think size shouldn't intimidate us. We see teams that big in our conference on a more regular basis. And everything on that side of the net, where it was very well put together, well coached, and well executed. Any given player on that team, we haven't seen something of equal potency or size in our conference. So, wherever that was coming from, yeah, there were some curious choices by us.
It seemed like you guys did an okay job on jet ski. It was the balance that was effective against you.
Well, I'm sure the Loyola coaches would tell you the same thing, that when that team is in the system and able to distribute the ball when they're close to the net, they can be a handful. Nevertheless, I do think that if we had been just a little bit more disciplined, even in one-on-one situations, I think we had opportunities to turn some points. There were some plays that we made tonight, or rather didn't make tonight, that are just so textbook and basic for us. It was really strange to not see that happen.
Coach, just to follow up on that video notes from off the block, were you surprised that your serving wasn't able to get Loyola out of the system more often in the match?
No, actually, in that light, I thought we did a pretty good job with our serving of getting them out of system. I don't know how much they were out of system, but I felt like we were definitely putting pressure on them. I didn't expect to get aces against Loyola, and we had at least a couple. So, in a 3-set match, when you're scoring 4 aces against the Loyola Chicago team, it's pretty good.
Michael, I'm curious, you were in and out with Roberto, but did they force you individually to do anything different? Were you setting differently than you might because of their block effectiveness with the block?
No, I mean, they are a good disciplined blocking team, so I knew that we had different areas that we were going to have strengths against them, and I knew that there were times where we were going to have a good solid block if we weren't in system. So we, at the end, started looking to our guys, Travis Wilson and Samir Hershko on the outside, and we saw our matchup, and we really looked to them to put the ball away and execute and do what they do best. Whether it's Travis playing unconventional volleyball, which he does with the swipe ball that seems to get every team on nerve, or it's Samir Hershko just putting his power into the game and using his wrist. We had those opportunities, and 9 times out of 10 we execute, but it just kind of seems like we got that 10th one that I don't think it was anything different. They just were a little bit more ready than we were.
Since we don't have any tomorrow, if it's Loyola, Penn State, who you got? If it's Loyola, Lewis, who you got?
Well, you got to cheer for the team that knocks you out, right?
Okay.
So let's go with Loyola. And nothing personal to Penn State, but I think the Loyola team's steady. And I don't know what we can do now as an Irvine team, because our chances to swing for the title are on. I think now the thing that I hope for in the rest of this tournament is that this becomes a great thing for volleyball. That you've got some teams from outside of California that are competing, and that this truly inspires some growth for the game. That you get some schools to look at the quality of people, student athletes in particular, but quality of coaches on those other squads as well, and you start saying, gosh, this is what NCAA sports are about. You got some real students out there doing some big time things, playing a really interesting game that maybe just lacks a little bit of education for the masses to really grab hold of and sink their teeth into. From our side at Irvine, I think Zach's comments, although I'm sure they're hard for him to say, I'm with him. We're going to be a good team next year. We'll be a good team on into the future, I think. From the top down at Irvine, there's a commitment there, right through athletic director, to make sure that we're going to compete. And what we hope is to keep getting ourselves to this spot and just execute a little better than we do get here.
Zach, I know there's disappointment, but how does shock rank in the level of your thoughts at this moment? Is it right up there? Or?
I can't say that I gave it all I got tonight, and I'm shocked with how it came out. I mean, there's no beating around the bush. I was tentative tonight, so I don't know. I'm not. I can't say I'm in shock right now. I think we started out okay, and then we just let them take the reins, and they just rode it out through the rest of the match. And it was pretty easy to tell who was ready, who was in control of it the whole match. And from that aspect, it just didn't, it's not that surprising. I mean, I blame myself. I know I'm a leader on this team, and other guys rely on me, and I failed tonight. There's no saying that in a nice way. So I'm not shocked. I know if we're playing the best of our game, maybe that game could go another way, but which is how we played tonight. No, I'm not shocked with how it ended up.
Zach, I know it's a little bit of an emotional time for you right now, but for you, what has it meant for you these last 4 years just to be an anteater?
To be an anteater, it means no matter what's thrown at you, you're gonna take it and you're gonna find a way to make it better, or find a way to win. And it's shown. We've done really well with that the whole year. I mean, we had some teams that probably were better with us skill-wise, and we would just grind it out. And we were talking about trying to do that tonight because we knew it wouldn't have been a clean game. But I think that's just what we've been about. Always have a lot of, even in practices and stuff, practices are grind because we always have a super deep squad, even on the other side of the net. And I'm so proud of what our guys did this year, and I'm so proud to have gone to this school and been able to contribute what I have. It just sucks that it ended this way. It's my last match at UCI.
Any other questions?